welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite girl Stels, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. If you're seeing my face for the first time, and if you're a returning subscriber that likes what I do, thank you so much. Remember to hit the like button, turn on your notification so that whenever I make a video, you can know that, oh, Stels has made a video. And please share my video so that other people can also benefit and basically, and also contributes to the video. So if you have comments and if you have suggestions, or you just want to say, oh, thanks for this video, please leave them in the comment section. If you have experience with treasury bills, which is the topic for today, please put it in the comment section. If you've had issues with it, please also put it in the comment section. Let's dialogue, let's get to know what we can do to make it better, because that's the essence of YouTube. Sharing is caring, right? So today we're going to talk about treasury bills. Treasury bills. What is treasury bills? A lot of people have walked up to me in the banks. Some people, even while I've left marketing, they still want to know what kind of investment this is. Is it a scam? Is it a form of MMM? Everybody's just paranoid. And I'm like, calm down. I've got you. I'll explain everything from scratch. Sorry, from top to bottom. I'm going to explain everything about treasury bills, or what you need to know in this very short video. Okay? So if you're interested, stay tuned. So first of all, I'm going to define treasury bills from the Central Bank of Nigeria website, which is cbn.gov.ng. It says it is a short-term security issued at a discount for a tenor ranging from 91 days to 384 days. Now, that's all English. Let me break it down. Now, government, generates revenue from different sources. Now, generates from tax, it generates from different source of revenues are prevalent in the society, but sometimes that money is not enough, so government wants to mop up funds. They want to mop up funds from the society. Sorry, why am I saying society? From the country. Federal government wants to mop up funds from the country, and they want to do it and sometimes when there's over circulation of funds, they want to just withdraw some. So how is that done? Like how can they do it when they know that these people have money in their accounts? How do they collect money from you people? How do they loan from you people? Because government can also be in need. How do they loan from their citizens? They do that with these securities. They call them securities, and there are various forms of government securities. This Nigerian Treasury Bill is just one kind of government security. We have the Nigerian Treasury Certificate, which is different from the Nigerian Treasury Bill. We have the federal government bonds, which is different from the Nigerian Treasury Bill. We also have the federal government stocks, which is different from the Nigerian Treasury Bills. So they offer the securities to, just like investment plans, to their citizens, and we citizens go ahead and invest for a yield, for an interest. You cannot just give government our money for free, So we get paid for giving government our money. That's just it, for a particular period. So government says, okay, Stella, give me 500k. I give government 500k, and I get paid something for doing that. This used to be a very lucrative means of getting money way back 2013, 14, 15. The yields used to be so good that you can actually earn a living from doing treasury bills. A lot of these money market organizations, a lot of these cooperatives, that is what they use your funds for. They collect money from individuals who want to get interest, and they use it to buy treasury bills, and they give you something, a token, while they have a lot. So because it was very lucrative then, but now the interest rate has dropped, but it's still a very, very secure way of getting a little money for your money, a little value for your money, than leaving it just hanging in your savings account. Because the value of the naira is just depreciating. To be honest, the value of the naira is just depreciating. Because so if you can see anything that can give you a little money for the money you have, please rush it. Rush it. The inflation rate is very high, so I want to really encourage people that are business oriented to go into treasury bills, except you have idle funds. But if you have idle funds, you are not investing in any business, you don't have any other thing you want to use your money for, and you have some few change and coins in your savings account that you are not using, please go and put it there, so that the little money that comes in, do you understand, you can use it to do something. And most times, one of the benefits again of treasury bills is that okay, the interest derived from your investment can also be reinvested. I don't know if I'm making sense. If you invested 5 million and you have an interest of close to, let's say, 100,000, you can reinvest that interest to get something little that you can use as well. So you have two running investments. So let's break it down. What are the benefits? Like I said, what are the benefits of treasury bills? Why do I want to go into treasury bills? Like I said, it's safe and secure. Your yield is paid upfront. So let me explain that. When people say your yield is paid upfront, your yield is your interest now. Let me explain what I mean by your yield is paid or your interest is. I'll be using these two words interchangeably in this video, yield and interest. They actually mean the same thing. So for example, if I give a request to say to my bank and say, okay, please, I want to apply for a treasury bill of 100,000 naira, and let's say the interest on that treasury bill is 20,000 naira. So on the day of the auction, the day the bid is being done, if the interest is 20,000 naira from that my 100,000, what will be deducted from my account will be 80,000 naira. My interest will be left in my account. That's the 20,000 naira. So at the end of the tenure, if I, for example, if I say, okay, I want to leave this 100,000 for a year, so at the end of the tenure, 100,000 will be paid back into my account. So that 20,000 naira left in my account from my money, that 20,000 left is actually my interest. Then what will be paid to me at the end of the tenure will be my principal, which is 100,000 naira. So many people get confused when the auction date comes and the amount they requested for is not what is being debited. They come back to the bank and start complaining. I told you people to do treasury bills of 100,000 for me. I'm seeing 90,000 naira was deducted from my account. Now, when I explain to them that, madam, the money left in your account is your own, is your interest. Government has said, okay, take the interest too. I don't want to owe you interest too. At the end of the tenure, I will pay you back the money you said you borrowed me. It's as simple as that. So if you're borrowing government 100,000, they will leave the interest for you in your account. Okay, use this one. This is your chop money. This is your interest. Then at the end of the tenure, they would pay you back the money you indicated in your application that you are borrowing the government. I think that is very clear. That should be very, very clear. Nobody should ask me a question on that one. That one is very clear. That is what upfront interest is. Upfront interest is you are getting your interest before the expiration of the tenure. Okay. So also, how is this treasury bills traded? It's traded on the primary markets and on the secondary markets. Let me explain. Now, the primary market is where you have new issues of securities. That is, you're buying straight directly from the government, from CBN. You're buying these treasury bills directly from CBN. CBN is saying, okay, we have so offers, and you're buying it straight from CBN. While from the secondary market, you're buying from people who have existing treasury bills. Now, let me explain the difference. Like I said, primary market, you're buying it straight from the government, but secondary market, you're buying from people. For example, if I have a treasury bill of 500,000 and I left it and I say, okay, I give an instruction that I want to leave these treasury bills for a year, and I want my money back after 1 year. So let's say on the 4th month, on the 4th month, I changed my mind because maybe something came up. Maybe I want to, go and buy markets or something. Something came up and I need that fund. I would now, notify my bank that, guys, I'm sorry, I have to break this contract. I need my money back. So I will put my request on the secondary market. Then you might have missed, maybe you missed, because the primary market is usually done bi-weekly. It's done once every 2 weeks, So you might have missed the primary offer and you are in a hurry to invest your funds. You say, okay, since there is no primary offer, can I buy from somebody who wants to liquidate? It's always there every day. There is always a secondary market trading every day. So you now, go into the secondary market pool and buy from someone like me who wants to sell, Now, the difference between the primary market and the secondary market is the primary market has fixed tenors, like 91 days, which is 3 months, 182 days, which is 6 months, and 364 days, which is 1 year. But because so many people in the secondary market have used part of their tenors and they want to sell off, the tenors are not fixed. So you can have something like 55 days, 62 days, 72 days, you will see different rates, different tenors there based on the usage, based on the length of which the person has already bought the treasury bills. I hope I'm making sense. Please, if you have questions, put in the comment section, but I'm trying to be as clear and concise as I can. So like I said, if you want to buy treasury bills from the government directly, the tenors are 91 days, 3 months, 182 days, 6 months, 364 days, 1 year. But if you want to buy from existing people, it is also valid, it's also secure. If you want to buy from existing pre-issued treasury bills, you can buy at different tenors. Okay, you can buy at different tenors. So now another question is, who can invest in these treasury bills? Someone like no, a person like me will invest, or someone like me cannot invest. Anybody, as long as you have an account, anybody can invest in treasury bills. You don't need to have millions in your account. You don't need to have thousands in your account. Anybody can invest in treasury bills. The only thing is depending on how much is the minimum your bank is telling you that you can invest in. I've been to like 2 banks, like I said in the earlier part of this video. Bank A said they can only collect 500,000 and above for treasury bills, and Bank B said 100,000 and above, which I think is very much okay. You know, so anybody can invest in treasury bills. You don't have to be present in Nigeria. Another question people usually raise is, if I'm not in the country, you don't have to be in Nigeria to raise requests for treasury bills. Since you have a banking account in Nigeria and the funds are domiciled in your account, you just have to do an instruction. You know, some banks have forms which can be scanned to you to fill. After the normal authentication is done, maybe they would have asked you, okay, since you're based outside the country, let's authenticate that you're the one. You may ask you some questions regarding your account. You know, that's the only, thing that can be done. You know, then just a letter. Some banks just collect, my bank will just collect a letter. Just write a letter, sign, put your signature, put your name and all that I want so amount to be deducted for, or to be invested as a treasury bill, for me. So just an instruction will fly, and your money is invested in treasury bills. So you don't have to be present in Nigeria for you to get involved in treasury bills. So like I said, it is bi-weekly. The primary market is bi-weekly, it's once every 2 weeks. So you can even write it ahead of time. For example, if there's no bid this week, you can still write your application and send it to your bank, and when the bid is up next week, they will apply for you. So now there's something called a bid rate, okay, or a stop rate. Now with the primary markets, you can decide to put in a rate that you think is okay, that you think would be, I don't know, you can decide to put in your own rate. That's what I mean. But it's kind of risky because you don't really know how the market turns out, how the primary market will turn out. You can decide to put in your particular rate and say, okay, I want to invest 200,000 for 6 months at 3%. But there's a disadvantage to it, because if the bid now goes at 4%, you will definitely get your 3%, but you won't get as high as what is expected. So sometimes it's good to just leave it open, leave the rate open. The bank does bidding on behalf of customers as well. They are smarter, they are wiser, they know these things more. So the bank will do a bid for you, and you get your interest rate. So how does CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, how do they usually calculate, or how do they even get these bid rates? Now the way it works is, during the auction day, they get the marginal average, they get the marginal bid rate, which is the average of the bid rates. You know how you calculate average? That's if everybody bids for 5% or 10% or different interest rates, they now calculate the average. So the average is what is called the marginal bid rate. So if you now say, oh, if you put a bid that is above the marginal bid rate, your request will not be processed. But if you put a bid that falls below the bid rate, your request will be processed. That's what I'm saying is advisable. Most times I advise my customer when I'm marketing, don't put any rates. The bank will bid the rates for you. Since you're not really privy to the information that goes on within the popular question, can I sell my money before maturity? If you had listened properly to the explanation I made about secondary market, you know that yes, it is very possible for you to sell your treasury bills before maturity. If you had bought treasury bills and the tenure has not expired and you need your funds, you can sell it in the secondary market, and yes, You might sell it for a little, you might sell it for profits, you know, if the face value is at a higher rate. You can also sell it for just maybe something lesser than your principal if the face value is currently at a lower rate. You know, so yes, you can actually sell your principal whenever you want to. Can treasury bills be rolled over? Is another question. People usually ask, okay, if I give an instruction for them to invest my treasury bills for 1 year, can I put in the investment in the letter or in the form that please roll over this investment after 1 year? No, you cannot. It is not automated. Like federal government, there's no automated rollover for treasury bills. You can only give another instruction to your bank maybe before the expiration of the tenure. For example, if you put a treasury bills, you know, investment request for 3 months, maybe like some few days to the expiration of that treasury bill, you can give another instruction that, okay, please roll over this investment for me for another 3 months, if that's what you want to do, for another 6 months. It doesn't have to be the exact tenure that you put it before. Like I said, there are 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year tenure. So you can decide to do for a longer tenure. You can decide to do for a shorter tenure, you know, based on your own discretion. So another major question, which I think is going to be the major part of this, or the highlight of this discussion, is how do I calculate the interest? So many people are like, won't bank cheat me like this when I don't know how to calculate interest? Okay, for you not to feel that the bank is cheating you, let me give you the code. Let me give you the breakdown of how to calculate your interest on the treasury treasury bill. Now, carry your pen and paper because this is going to turn into a math class. Now, the first thing you have is your rate. For example, if the rate, the auction rate went for like 2.6%, so you have rate here, 2.6 divided by 100. Your rate again, 2.6 divided by 100. Okay, times the tenor. If, for example, you're doing 3 months, like I said to you, 3 months is 91 days. Please get it right. It's not 90 days. So 3 months is 91 days. So if you want to calculate 100,000 for 3 months at 2.6%, you start with rate divided by 100 times 100 and, okay, that's it. I'm calculating 91 days as 3 months. So rate divided by 100 times 91 days divided by 365. You know, now we are dividing the days of the investment by the number of days in a year times the amount, 100,000 divided by 1. Can I start again? Rates. Okay, let me just give you the basic terms, then we'll now do the calculation with an amount. Okay, so rate divided by 100 times tenor divided by 365 times amount divided by 1. So that's how you're going to get your interest. So let's give an example. If I want to invest 1 million for 6 months at 3%, are you getting me? I want to invest 1 million for 6 months at 3%. I will do rates 3 divided by 100 times tenor 182 days divided by 365 times 1 million divided by 1. So what I'm going to get is 24,931 naira. So when I give my instruction for 1 million for 1 million for 6 months at 3%, on the day of the auction, what will be deducted from my account will be 975,068 naira. That will be the amount that will be deducted from my account for the investment. So what will be left for me will be 24,931 naira. So that will be the amount that is my interest. So at the end of the 6 months, my 1 million will be paid back into my account. So I would have in total 1,024,931 naira. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you don't understand it, watch this video repeatedly and you will get it, because I don't think there's an easy explanation than this. Now some people ask, what is the rate though? What is this rate? Or what was the previous rate? What is the rate that is going around? Now, like I said, in the past, this used to be a very lucrative venture, and there used to be a lot of influx of people doing it. You know, it used to be as high as 10%, 40% many years ago, but now government has discovered other means to generate revenues than, you know, citizens' money. Now there are various forms of taxes, so your money is not all that, you know. So the last rate I heard, 3 months was going at 2.8%, 6 months is going at 4%, while 1 year is going at 7%. It fluctuates. You know, that 2.8% can now be 2.6%, 4% can be 3 point something percent, 7% can now be 6 point something percent, but it's within that category. So if you have idle funds and you know this, you don't need it, especially people in the diaspora. This is actually for people who have funds that they are not even assessing at the moment. Please just put it for that period, let them deduct the money, you know, leave your interest in it, and at the end of the period, your money is paid back into your account. Shikena, Sefini. No hard feelings, no hidden charges. Okay, and somebody asked again one time, are you sure there's no hidden charges? No. There is no hidden charges. Oh, prior to now, withholding tax was actually free, was not charged on any interest when it comes to federal government, you know, securities. But I don't know, because there was a circular I saw around May, June, that they want to start charging withholding tax on federal government securities, but I don't know if it's effective. Maybe there will be an updated version of this video. I would make that inquiry. I'm not in marketing, so I'm not privy to this information. So I will make inquiry if they currently charge, you know, how withholding tax now is just, you know, 1% of. So I will find out if it's being charged on this, but I don't think so. When I was, you know, in the system in marketing, there was no withholding tax, so your interest comes in fully the way it is. You know, unlike your interest rate for your savings account, if you're paid 1,000 naira on your savings account, you know they will deduct. You will see their withholding tax. They will deduct. So. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you have questions, I always like to answer questions. If you have questions, put it in that comment section. If you have observation, if you have suggestions, anything you'd like me to talk about when it comes to investment, marketing, any kind of financial advice you require, put it in the comment section and I pledge to answer your questions, okay? Thank you for tuning in. I remain your girl Stels.